Thanks for being with me for another edition of Primetime Sportz. I'm Jared Oliver. Georgia State's men's basketball comes out with their second victory of the season after a shaky start in the first half. And the football team gets their third victory of the season in record-breaking fashion. We'll give you some of the details. Primetime Sportz is just seconds away. The Georgia State Panthers defeated in-conference opponent Texas State, ending score with, check this out, 41-19. The offense had a record-setting day, and so did Nick Arbuckle. Nick threw for a school record of 471 yards against the Bobcats. The Panthers offense finished with a total of 643 yards. Head coach Trent Miles speaks after the game. Take a look.
Our kids played from start to finish, and it was a thorough game for them. And it's just showing where we can go with this program and what they're capable of. And now we've got to be more consistent with it. And, you know, that's part of the process that when you're building a program, you know, that you see what we can do, and now they see it, and hopefully that we can continue to do it consistently. There's been some falls, you know, unexplained falls on the way there, but that's what happens when you're building, not rebuilding, but building. And it's fun to see them, and especially when they have success. And they're able to go out and get a road victory that way. And now we got to learn to do that at home.
All right, I want to bring in Primetime Sportz correspondent and football analyst David Shilley. David, how was Georgia State able to be so successful in this game? Of course, this is by far their best game of the season, of course, scoring 41 points under Trent Miles. What was the key to this game?
Well, Trent Miles, every time we talk to him in press conferences, he always says, I want my team to start fast and finish strong. And that's exactly what they did against Texas State. They started fast. The first offensive play of the game for the Panthers was a 44-yard completion from Arbuckle to Robert Davis. So they started fast and finished strong. Like you said, they put their team away, scoring 41 points and only allowing 19, which I believe is the second lowest total under Trent Miles.
Well, of course, a huge win with 41 points. I'm sure their confidence is higher than any other game after any other game. So what's next for this team?
Well, good news for Georgia State, for the Georgia State Panthers and their fans. If they win 3 more games, they will be bowl eligible. You need 6 wins to become bowl eligible, and they've got 3 so far. And 3 is the most wins they've ever had in a season under Trent Miles. And I think this is a great opportunity for the Georgia State Panthers to prove everybody wrong. Everybody likes to down Georgia State, saying the football team's no good, you know, no one goes to the games and things like that. And Trent Miles always tells his guys, don't believe the hype, don't listen to the hype. And they're going out there and they're proving these guys wrong. So I look forward to seeing what they can do for the rest of the season. All they need is 3 more wins.
Yeah. All right, David, we're going to come right back to you. Now that the Panthers are coming off a road win, they're back at home. However, home wins have been hard to come by this season. In fact, they're 0-4. This Saturday, Georgia State will host the 5-3 South Alabama Jaguars. David, what does Georgia State need to do to continue this momentum going into a home game, which they haven't had the capability to win one yet?
They're going to be going against a very balanced offense of South Alabama. They've run for as many touchdowns as they've passed for as many touchdowns. 13 touchdowns rushing and 13 passing. So that's a very balanced offense for them. They also have a tight end who's their leading receiver. And it's troublesome for Georgia State because Joe Peterson is questionable. Joe Peterson is the leader. He's the linebacker of that defense for Georgia State. And if he's not out there to defend because he has a toe injury and he's questionable for Saturday, that's going to be a matchup problem for Georgia State trying to defend that tight end for South Alabama. But if they start fast and finish strong like they did against Texas State, then they definitely have a chance. South Alabama is a very good team. They did have an upset earlier this year over San Diego State. So don't count South Alabama out. There's no more Texas States on the schedule. Texas State wasn't a very good team. South Alabama is a good team. So Georgia State's going to have to come with it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that they're a great team. What are their chances of winning their first home game? Could this be their first win at home?
Well, because of their win last week, I'm going to give Georgia State a bigger chance of winning this week at home and earning their first home win. When you score 41 points on a team and you pass for 471 yards, you have a lot of offensive momentum on your side. Also defensive momentum because they forced multiple turnovers against Texas State. So that momentum, I'm sure the energy in practice this week has been very high for the Panthers. If they go into that Georgia Dome, which is home turf, with that same amount of energy, start fast, finish strong, they can win this game.
All right, thank you so much, David Chili. Moving on to basketball, where Georgia State defeated Emmanuel College with an ending score of 77-58. Forward Jeremy Hollowell finished with a career high of 25 points. Kevin Ware followed with 19 points and 5 rebounds. Both Jeff Thomas and Isaiah finished the game without scoring a single point. Georgia State's defense held the Lions just under 40% shooting. Just what Ron Hunter wanted. Take a listen.
Well, the process continues. A little bit better than it was the other day. We still got a long way to go, but we got a lot of timing issues and some things. But we're trying to create our own identity, especially on the defensive end of the floor. We always have a goal of going to a game, holding the team under 40% shooting, keep it under 60 points. We do that. Didn't matter the score sometimes. We do that. We feel like we got a chance to win every night. So, but we're a ways away. But I told the guys just now, and I've said it, this is funny, I said the same thing this time last year. I'm not trying to win championships in November.
And we'll see what happens next week. The women's basketball team were on the road yet again this week. They were in Tennessee to face Tennessee Tech. The outcome, not so good. They lost 65-72. Some nights the shots just don't fall, and that's what happened in this one. The team finished with 31% from the field. Astasia Tyter led the team in scoring with 16 points. The ladies will make their home debut this Saturday against Morehead State. Thanks for being with me. Remember, you can get all of the latest Georgia State sports news by subscribing to our YouTube channel at GSU Primetime Sportz. Remember to follow us on Twitter as well at Prime Sports with a Z. From us here at Primetime Sportz, we'd like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you in December. I'm Jared Oliver. Have a great week and break.